your first Big Ten game. How you feel about that?
Pretty excited. I think it's a challenge for us. It's an opportunity. This is what we've been working for is to be successful in the Big Ten. And Purdue's the team that won the West last year, so we have a lot of respect for them and what they've done. So we're excited for the challenge.
They have a new staff, obviously. When you play against a team like that, how much do you have to look at past year's film, or do you guys mainly focus on the few games they played this year?
Luckily, they've played three teams that are pretty similar, I guess, offensively, you could say. But, yeah, in 3 games there is a little bit limited formations or stuff that we want to do. So you do have to take a look at Illinois. But it's all pretty consistent from Illinois to Purdue, which they've done a great job.
See this offense show hints of firepower both in the run game and the pass game. You guys haven't, still searching for that full 4-quarter effort. How close do you feel it is to just click in there, getting it on all cylinders, like maybe you showed in spring?
Yeah. I think it's any time now. Obviously, I want it to happen sooner than later, but that's what We're working towards that goal. Is everyone clicking, everyone firing on all cylinders, and I think it's going to happen soon.
Tanner, last week Garrett Schrader had a hell of a game passing and running. Instinctively, do you just have that mindset of potentially seeing more running lanes as a quarterback, understanding what Syracuse put on Purdue last week?
Yeah, I think they did a good job offensively. We're trying to apply what they did well and what they do that's similar to us that we can apply. We're certainly not trying to copy, but they're different than us in the run game for sure. But yeah, they did some things that are pretty good offensively, and we're just trying to see how that kind of applies to what we do and apply it the way that we want it to do.
Your teammates have talked about, and you've talked about this as well, that you're pretty much flatline, even keel during games. But there was one series late in the first half, Sam, where I think a couple passes were batted down the line, and that might be one of the first times I saw you get a little bit demonstrative on the field.
Yeah.
Can you explain what you were upset about there and what transpired?
There was something that happened that was a mental bust.
Okay.
That whenever you're trying to click on all cylinders, that's just something you can't have, especially at this point in the season, at this point in this offense. As far as we come, it's just uncharacteristic. Like it's not us, and that's what was frustrating.
So just a mental mistake.
It was that built on the slow start.
Tanner, there's only one ball to go around.
What's that?
There's only one ball to go around.
Yeah.
Every play. You have a lot of guys that want it. How have you seen some of the guys deal with it? A guy like C.J. Williams, how's he dealt with maybe not getting as many touches that he may want?
I think these guys we have a great group offensively. I think we have a very selfless group, a group that wants the best for the team. And I wanted to get the ball to CJ and Jim and Will and Skyler and Bryson as many times as I possibly can. I want the best for them. I want them to accomplish every individual goal that they have. But I think that's going to come when our offense starts to click and we start to do what we want to do. But they've done a great job. They don't whine and moan about this or that. Whenever they don't have touches or whatever it may be, there's none of that. So I'm very happy and grateful to have guys like that on our team.
So I was going to ask you about Bill, because in the spring, you talked about how it was a struggle to learn the slot, and then he had that drop in the first game when you told him, hey, don't worry about it, I still trust you. It looks like he's been able to move past some disappointments or struggles. What does that say about a player, wide receiver, running back, whoever, when they're able to do that?
I think it shows a lot of maturity. He's played in big games, big moments. When I was asked after the first game, was I worried about him or something like that? I said, absolutely not. What do you know, the next game is one of our biggest plays of the year. So, he's handled everything really well. His coaching change, his offensive change. He's done everything really well and really mature.
Last week or so, there's been a lot of talk at least around the NFL, about grass versus turf since Aaron Rodgers' injury. I'm just wondering, from your perspective, all other things being equal, do you have a preference, grass or turf?
I would much rather. And up here, if you look at the grass that's in the north, for the most part, it's different types of grass. And like all the SEC schools, so it's a lot easier for SEC schools to have grass because of their weather, the type of grass that they grow down there. So it's not always realistic. I just wouldn't think, and but I do like the grass.
What do you prefer about grass? Is it just the safety
Feels
factor?
better. I think no, I don't. Maybe I don't know all the studies and all that, but I do know it feels better than the ice. It doesn't feel like yourself out as much.
Tanner, do you call your own protections in the huddle?
I do, yeah.
And how's kind of like that experience with some offensive line changes, obviously from the preseason to now? How's kind of that adjustment gone so far?
Pretty smooth. I mean, our starting five has been our starting five for all fall camp, I'd say, yeah. So I think, they've done a great job up front. Yeah, they work really hard. They're a really tight group, and they want to be the best. So really happy to be playing behind that front.
We talk about getting this offense to the best form of itself. For you, would you imagine that would include more deep shots and more air yards, in that final form of the offense?
Yeah, I think it'd just be more yards on both sides of running and passing. When we're clicking, I think we can do both well, and I don't think it'll be one-sided whenever we're fully clicking. So, man, I know y'all are ready to see that. Trust me, I do too. So hopefully it's going to click at some point. So hopefully sooner than later.
Does a Friday night get you more amped up than usual?
Of course, Friday night lights are the best. So can't wait to play on Friday night. I think the guys think the same thing. I don't know how many games are on Friday night, but I know it's not many. So it'll be a great atmosphere, I'm sure. So I can't wait.
You got down with SMU a lot?
Yeah, a few games. Put on Thursday night too. I actually put on Wednesday night last year. There's a hurricane in Florida, so that's why that happened. But yeah, I played on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's pretty cool. Gives you an extra Saturday.
How does that help you kind of knowing what that prep is like going into this week, whereas some of these other guys maybe haven't experienced that?
Yeah, it's kind of a shorter week, obviously. So kind of having more sense of an urgency to get your preparation done, get whatever you need done to be successful on game day. That kind of expedites itself, so you got to have some sense of urgency and get things done.
So far, at least, Purdue's played a lot more man coverage than the teams have played in the first 3 weeks. Do you kind of see that as a challenge? Like, you're going to get some one-on-one opportunities with some of your guys on the outside?
Yeah, they do play a lot of man-on-man, which, I think that presents a challenge and an opportunity for us. So I can't wait to see what my guys do. I know they're excited for the challenge, as am I. So it'll be fun. Purdue's done a great job defensively, so it's a good challenge for us. We're excited.
I know you came here in part because you wanted to play Big Ten competition. Now that you're into that season, you get a little extra juice knowing that the time's come now?
Yeah, these are games that really matter. Not that any other game don't matter, but
Sure.
Big Ten play, this is what counts. So, it's going to be a physical, fast game. That's what Big Ten is, physical and fast. So, excited. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Tanner.